from the Barrio Tacos Tequila and Whiskey Studios.
100.7 WMMS, Cleveland. Call the Alan Cox Show.
Where's the best place in America to meet single girls and guys?
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Jesus. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. He taught me how to live my life as it should be. He taught me how to turn my cheek when people laugh at me. I've had friends before, and I can tell you that he's one who will never leave you flat. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my
I hate that it takes so long to get to the majestic bass solo in this song. This is a Canadian band, long time ago. Love this song. But once the guy gets into the bass solo, man, I mean, and again, sure, no one's clamoring for one of those, but when you're giving it up to the man upstairs, you might as well do one. If you live in the great state of Utah and listen to the show on iHeartRadio, a lot of you do, you might have seen the story about a school district in Salt Lake City that has pulled the Bible from schools because of its vulgarity and violence. People getting what's good for the goose, I guess good for the gander in this situation. A lot of people that want to pull books because they think that the contents of fictional stories or history books are unfit for kids of a certain age. And one of the school districts in Salt Lake City feels that way about the Bible. And so it's been pulled from all of the elementary and middle school libraries throughout this particular district because they said it's full of sexual content, it's full of vulgarity, and it's full of violence. Of course, the people, the Bible thumpers, are appealing this. But you kind of, it falls into the be careful what you ask for category. They have also done that to the Book of Mormon in this particular school district. They said if we're going to pull the Bible, now I don't know what's in the Book of Mormon. I always defer to our own Bill Squire for that because I don't know
Bible
what's in
fan fiction. It's fine.
Bible fan fiction,
pretty much. Yeah. There's a guy that just went through and kind of annotated all the different parts where it is directly lifting from the Bible in its most parts.
So I guess that was my question because I've never read it. I thought that it was, I guess I don't know what I thought it was. Was it meant to be an addendum to the Bible?
It was meant to be a continuation or
a continuation.
Or just like I guess an addendum works where it was like, okay, the Bible takes place in Jerusalem and all that stuff. This is what was happening with the followers as they traveled to the Americas, but then it was debunked that they were of the ancestry that they thought they were and all this stuff. So, like, it's just Joseph Smith was a huge shyster, is what it comes down to.
But why does anybody bother trying to debunk religious texts?
Well, when it comes to the Book of Mormon, they were saying that people from Jerusalem left and then were sent to the Central Americas by God, and that's who ended up being the Native Americans. And then it's not even that they were trying to debunk it; they're just like, no, Native Americans are more. They came from Asia.
Like Native Americans.
Came from Asia.
Well,
some of them across the Bering Strait, and other ones from Asia.
Well, no, but that's where they came. They came from Mongolia, and
to settle the Americas.
Well, that's just like the natural. We're talking about over hundreds of thousands of years here.
Yes.
Like the natural, like the way that we're all traced back to Africa. The Native Americans migrated from Asia to America, not from Jerusalem.
I see.
Or Israel, like Mormons were trying to pass off.
So had this been written as like a sequel to the Bible?
It takes
Or just as this guy
a
goes?
component of it,
Okay.
and it just it's supposed to like.
But it incorporates passages that were in.
Yeah, and like there's like it's a mess. It's a terrible book.
It's a mess. All right.
I mean, neither. Well, also, like that one was written by a white dude in the 1800s. The biblical texts are a compilation of all this stuff that they mush together and go, now this is the Bible. So, it's like there's a guy on, what is his name, on TikTok, and he is incredible when it comes to the actual history of all the works that the Bible, the Book of Mormon, all this stuff is pulled from. Let me see if I can find him real quick.
Because the cover says another testament of Jesus Christ.
Right, yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to be.
But he's not in it.
Oh, he's in it.
Jesus is in it?
Yeah, after he's resurrected.
But they just put him in situations?
He flies on over.
Like he trips over an ottoman?
No, he flies over to the Americas after he's resurrected.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because he says in the Bible, he says, I have other flocks that are not of this fold. And so then he's supposedly just like kind of flying around. Do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Homer fights Drederick Tatum and Moe's his manager?
Yes.
And then he
flies him out of the arena at the end?
Yeah, and then Moe, there's a montage of Moe flying around the world saving people from floods or putting out fires with the fan. He was doing all this fan man stuff. That's basically what the Mormons were saying that Jesus did after he was resurrected in America, that he's visited people in...
He was flying around saving people.
Saving people and just,
like literally flying?
I mean, getting around. I don't know how he's getting... I don't know.
How else would you get around back
I
then?
don't know if he had like a cape or like his
He might have been
hair.
just... I don't know. It's... He was getting there. He was getting where we needed to go. Somehow.
Simpson's manager has flown into the ring and is airlifting him out. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever dignity remained in boxing is literally flying out the window.
Are you an angel?
Yes, Homer, I'm an angel. All us angels wear Farrah slacks.
Well, you stopped the fight. Won't everyone be mad at you?
Let them be mad. The only thing that matters to me is you're safe.
No!
Uh-huh. Farrah Slacks. All right, well, there you go. Whatever happened to Farrah Slacks? I went to college with her, and I never saw her again. Yeah, okay. Well, this particular school district out there by Salt Lake City is removing copies of the Bible and the Book of Mormon from their elementary and middle school libraries, citing all of the inappropriate content for children of that age. It's all part of the JCU. Mike from Parma says all the pious superheroes are all in one book, the Jesus Christ universe. Well, that's pretty good.
Let's see if I can find this guy. I can never remember his name.
I want to believe Joseph Smith is still wanted for murder in Ohio. Oh, yeah?
They're not going to get him.
You know what? I have a feeling he fooled you all by dying ahead of being apprehended. Well, that's a bummer. Listen, I think that if there's anything to be said about... what are you looking for? Are you looking for a guy who's...
I'm looking for this historian guy on TikTok that he just talks, but too many people on TikTok now.
Oh, I see.
I can never remember his name.
Also in Utah, by the way, there is an organization that is, I guess you could say that they're beating their swords back into plowshares, as it were. And the Gun Violence Prevention Center of Utah is collecting unwanted firearms and turning them into garden tools. Right? I don't know how they're doing that. If they're melting them down and hammering. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how they're doing that.
It's a great alternative to selling them for people that just don't want their guns to possibly be out on the street.
It's a way to make sure that we are forging peace in society, and we see that this is a means of preventing gun violence.
Collecting unwanted firearms. Yeah, you know how many of those we have. Unwanted firearms, and turning them into gardening tools there in the great state of Utah. Officer, I just was shot by my hoe. Well, that happens a lot out there, sir. I don't know what you want me to do about it. So, yeah, maybe they melt them down or they cut them or I don't know. There's some organization that will turn the guns into spades, and then you can purchase them online. Spades or mattocks, you know, you know what a mattock is? No. It's like a pickaxe. So it's got a long handle. So maybe they're just taking these guns and they're maybe wrapping the barrel or something, and I don't know. I certainly hope that they unload them before they turn them into gardening tools.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You think they just go, hey, guys.
This is your new home protection.
Check it out. That's right.
Keep the chipmunks out.
Yep. Protect yourself with a mattock. Enjoy that.
An automatic. Am I right?
Automatic. Did it. Well, congratulations to the people there in Utah. And 10,000 people in Australia playing kazoos. Our own Bill Squire has mentioned on more than one occasion his love for the venerable kazoo.
I just said I wanted to learn it last year, and I did.
You didn't.
I did. All you have to do is hum, and I did it.
You made it.
That's what kazoos do.
He didn't say he wanted to master it. He said he wanted to learn it. And I would imagine it's not hard to learn.
Yep.
Can you breathe?
I
Then I believe you've just learned the kazoo.
Mm-hmm.
As you probably know by now, Melbourne hosted a 10,000-person kazoo.
God, the voice. And I used to love it. I don't know what happened. You know.
As you probably know by now, Melbourne hosted a 10,000-person kazoo event for free. You got given a free kazoo, and basically you were encouraged to make a rocket.
Is the kazoo an Australian instrument? It must be, right? It feels like a distant cousin of the didgeridoo. And it also sounds like an Australian word. Was it invented in Australia?
No idea. Aussie Mayor here for the invention of the kazoo. I don't know if you know this, but we have many museums dedicated to the kazoo and its kazooists.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, kazooists.
Oh, kazooists.
Or kazooa.
Oh.
Depending on your age. And 0 to 10 is a kazooist. Anything 10 and older is a kazooa. And it was invented in 1915 by Donald Kazooin.
Donald Kazooin.
And
wow. I love learning this stuff. I love it.
And that's why we have festivals dedicated just to Donald.
Donald Kazooist. The 101st annual Donald Kazooist.
No, it was Donald Kazooin.
Kazooin, okay.
Kazooin. You are
I know.
No.
Donald Kazooin.
Kazoo Club. After the event, kazoos on the tram, kazoos in the club, Kazoo Club Unite. It was also a part of...
All right. Donald Kazooin.
John of Kazooin.
John of Kazooin?
Donald.
John, I think we're saying the same thing. Donald Kazooin.
Is that like Bonald?
Yes. Like Bonnie.
My mother's full name?
Donald.
Bonald, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but that is not the history of the kazoo at all. Because I looked it up.
Where are you getting your information?
Well, just the comment, I thought for sure they were going to say that it was an Australian thing because kazoo sounds like some goofy Australian slang. And it's so really devoid of charm that I thought maybe it would be something born from the outback. But the real story is even better. It is an American instrument. It's claimed that an African-American man in Macon, Georgia, named Alabama Vest, invented the kazoo around 1840. Not Donald Kazooin. Alabarities, 2 shows per night. I don't think I've talked to Pete Holmes in a long time. Later on, we're going to catch up with our buddy Don Jameson. He's doing the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls this weekend. I will have another key for the Buzzard bike for you. You got 3 of those every day. One of them is going to fire this puppy up. Brand new Harley. A little after 4:30 for that. And we'll get the Poundcake Sports Break later on, too. If you want to text for anything, 35192 or hit us up at AlanCoxShow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just